Hello, my little Luxxes. I am Charsie Luxxx, and this is another episode of Luxxxy Charms. This one's going to be another get ready with me kind of video. I'm going to be putting on a different kind of cosplay look for my next ghost story that I'm going to be doing. So I just figured that I'd do just a quick tutorial kind of idea. Basically gonna have fun attempting something, and we're gonna see if it's going to turn out and look the way that I have it envisioned in my head. So we'll get started, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just going to use my ULTAbeauty, my Poreless face primer. I'm actually very new to using primers, so kind of just testing them out, seeing how they are. They're supposed to help make your makeup last longer, help moisturize your face, make you look poreless, blurred, you know, all the good stuff that an aging lady like me doesn't want to have on my face. So use my beauty blender, and I am using today, I'm using bareMinerals Complex Rescue, and I'm using the color Vanilla, or I should say the shade Vanilla. And I tried something different today too. Got my beauty blender wet, and it's actually double the size of what it normally is, but supposedly this helps with the blending, makes it more natural. And I just basically bounce the beauty blender on my face. And then there are some parts that, yes, I will blend it up, but I always try to blend up because it's better on your skin to always move in a direction that is up for your skin. Don't create wrinkles or anything. And of course, I apply it to my neck as well so that it blends together nicely. And this I'll just brush up. And also here too, so you don't have a stark line between the foundation and where it's blended. Because, you know, back in the day when I was in junior high and all the girls were just starting to wear makeup for the first time, you know, their mothers didn't teach them that, you know, you don't want a straight line of foundation along the whole line of the face. It was never blended into the neck or anything. So some of the girls also would have foundations that were not the similar color to their face either. So their face would be like 2 times darker than what their neck was. So now that I look back on it, it's actually kind of funny. Mind you, I am not an expert in any way. I'm technically not a makeup artist, but I am an artist. I do have my bachelor's degree in fine arts, but technically I'm not certified, so I'm not a makeup artist, but I am an artist, so. But we are not going to be saying that what I am doing is the correct way of doing things. This is just the better way of applying makeup for myself that I have found over the years. I'm still just learning as I'm going along. Once that is on, I can set it with some setting powder that I just don't mind how dirty it is. She's been sitting on, she's been used, well used, but the Wet n Wild photofocus banana. Really, technically, I only need to focus it around the T-zones. But since this is a very hydrating, glossy kind of foundation, that if I ever want it to be more matte, that's when I add the powder like all over the face. Next, we used my Be Perfect Prime for my eyeshadow primer. Does anyone else make really goofy makeup faces when they do their makeup? Let me know in the comments down below, because me and my friends always used to make the joke about making funny makeup faces, especially when doing eyeliners or anything related to our eyes. In fact, I'm sure I have some old wedding photos when we were getting ready in the bathroom. the photographer had come in and had taken a photo of us making funny faces at the mirror. So today I'm going to be using two different brands for my eyeshadow. I have the Moon Spell Volume 2 from Lunar Beauty. See my beautiful, gorgeous colors in here. This was a part of his Halloween limited edition collection. And then, of course, I'm going to be using Surreal makeup as well, since well, if you don't know by now how much I love her makeup brand, then you haven't been paying attention. That tapping that you hear is that basically I tap off the extra eyeshadow on my brush, and it kind of helps, it tends to help with the fallout so you don't have too much. And these colors are very pigmented, so you really don't want too much extra anyways. Like, a little bit goes a long way with this makeup. Right now, I am using Mel. And then I use a fluffier brush to kind of blend it all out so I don't have that stark line there. I think I want to go into Sally next, which is that beautiful kind of peachy looking color. And that is with the big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend it up here this time. And of course doing the same in the other eye as well. Here, I never thought I was ever going to do like a makeup type of tutorial review kind of idea, because I didn't know if anybody would be interested in anything like that, but I had a couple people mention it on Twitter, like asking about it. One of them didn't even realize that I had a Get Ready With Me video where I kind of did, you know, the story time at the same time of getting ready and doing makeup, but I've never actually done one where, you know, I'm explaining the product, what I'm doing, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, I wasn't sure if anyone would be interested in that, so figured I'd at least give it a run, give it a try. And obviously, if you don't care about makeup, you don't have to watch this video, so it can always be a skipperoo, but I love makeup, so I'm doing it. It's always funny with the makeup process of how things kind of look along the way, where makeup always looks kind of ridiculous and messy until the final product when everything comes together. So I think I'm gonna go into my Surreal makeup, and this is Lava Dragon, and these are duochrome, very sparkly, beautiful pigments. I think I'm going to use my finger to apply this to my lid. And if I get fallout, it's not too big of a deal for me. I like being sparkly. There are times where you can, yes, cut your crease, and then if I wanted to apply it with a brush to have it on there, but I want everything to kind of blend together today for the look that I'm going for. All right, taking my big fluffy brush again, and then kind of like softly blending at the very top of the Lava Dragon. Yes, very pretty, very sparkly. So anybody that loves duochrome and very like unique makeup, her Dragon Scale series is my favorite in her Surreal makeup. Let's go into Moonspell again, and this one is going to be the dark one at the end there, called Marie, with the purple sparkles. If you haven't noticed, every single character in here is named after a witch that's from a popular movie or television series. And since this is volume 2, you also have volume 1, which has more characters in that. So you have, like, for example, in 1 you have Sabrina. Well, in this one you have her aunts. So in this one is where you have Zelda and Hilda. There I am, clicking onto the mirror again. All right. And I'm not sure if I want to keep just the black here and then I'm gonna go under here, or if I want it to come up here too. I kind of like that transition from the brown to the black. We'll go along and see if we leave it like this. Kind of like it. bareMinerals, and this is their liquid mineral concealer, and I have it in, I believe, Fair something, Fair 1W. And I just use a tiny amount. We'll use, you know, it's so weird trying to do it in the monitor because it's not like a mirror where you're used to. In a mirror you're actually seeing the opposite. And it's weird in the monitor, which is technically correct, but you know, when you're used to using a mirror where you see a reflection of yourself, you keep going for the wrong eye. It's a weird thing, weird. And I only use like a tiny little bit of concealer because you don't need much. You just need enough to basically, in my case, cover up the little bit of the purple and bags under my eyes. I don't have bad, but I have enough there. Honestly, I should have went for a more white looking face, but I am out of my white concealer and I'm out of my white foundation. I need to do the one step first, little brush, and go back into that Wet n Wild, I keep wanting to call it translucent powder, but it's not translucent. It's actually technically banana. And only need a little bit, not too bad. I don't want it to look cakey. And since I am 34, almost 35 years old, I get a lot of buildup underneath my eyes. I think under my eye first here, that Queenie, that reddish dark color. I'm gonna go in with that one first under my eye. You know, if I was just going for a regular everyday look, just put on some eyeliner and some mascara and I'd probably just go with this because I like that. I like that a lot. But that's not the look that we're going for right now. We are going for a more cosplay look. It will be mesh well with the ghost story that I will be telling in that episode. I'm just going in underneath it now with under Queenie with Marie, that darker shade that we used earlier. By we I mean May. And I've always been impressed with ULTAbeauty's pigments, or I should say his eyeshadows, and that not a lot of fallout at all. Very pigmented, easy to blend, beautiful, unique colors as well. And I love pairing ULTAbeauty with Surreal makeup. They blend very well together, and most of the colors actually look very stunning together too. Yes, liking that. Try going into Agatha on the corner there. Obviously, as always, I will link in the description down below the makeup that I'm using, and I will also link to Surreal makeup and ULTAbeauty as well. The only thing is I'm not sure if you can still get a hold of Moonspell anymore since it was limited edition. But I am confident that either this Halloween or the following Halloween he'll come out with volume 3. So it's kind of a nice theme that keeps going, and they're all like, Moonspell is kind of based off of the Book of Spells. So kind of a nice thing to look forward to. One thing that, if anybody has noticed with me, I don't give a flying fuck about my eyebrows. They just are brows, they're there, but when I do anything with them, I just use a clear brow gel. Wow, a clear brow gel from ULTAbeauty. And depending on what some of my cosplays are, whatever the color of my wigs are, I will use eyeshadows to blend the color into it so that they look like the same color as my wigs when I wear them. I will be wearing a wig for this look, so when it's done, I will be matching my eyebrows to that color of the wig. Going back into that pressed powder that I used before of the Sunset Beach from Surreal makeup, I'm just gonna add it to the corner of my eyes. Love her formula so much. I'm so excited when she gets more colors out. And this I am using Avon. I don't usually buy Avon just because, although I guess they're finally getting around and figuring out, you know, makeup should be cruelty-free, should have vegan options for people and that kind of stuff. But I have a coworker who sells Avon, and whenever she's at work and she's got extra stuff, she'll have a lot of times like bring stuff that are like 50% off, and I don't mind the makeup. It's just I'm not fond of supporting companies that aren't cruelty-free type of thing, but I think they are finally coming around and finally getting a clue like, hey, maybe we should be cruelty-free. So we shall see how they go in the future. Plus, on top of that, I'm not too fond of pyramid scheme type companies. I can't think of the name, the technical term people call them now. I think it's MLMs. I will probably put like magical floating words probably somewhere up here stating the actual name and the term, so. And unfortunately, I have worked for a company like that before. It wasn't Avon. The one that I had worked for and sold for a short time was Sengen's makeup. And the sad part is I like Sengen's. The makeup quality itself is really good quality, but it had several problems. One, it being an MLM and the pyramid scheme, but you're not really making shit. So, and also the fact that they weren't really inclusive. They did not have a huge range for different skin colors and races and that, and I don't agree with that. We're to the point now that come on, we're in the 21st century. We should have a wide range for diversity and that everybody is included into it. So it's, yeah, we won't go too into detail with that. So yes, you will see me using Sengen's products because obviously I sold it, so I have a huge stock of it. And but I do not sell it anymore. I do not support them, but I'm going to use the products because the amount of money that I put into that company, that's the other problem and issue with it. I'm going to use it, which is the same thing with other makeup brands that I use. There has been a lot of beauty influencers who have bought their makeup and things like that, and love and enjoy the makeup, but then controversy things come out about the influencer, and then it turns into one of those, do you support the art and not the artist, or do you not buy the art because you don't support the artist type of thing? Or in my case, where I bought so much of the makeup from the influencer, do I not use it because of, but it's like I have it. It was expensive. I'm going to use it. So if you, especially if you see me using stuff from like Morphe or Jeffree Star or anything like that, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that are like, oh, how dare you use that product? Yeah, agree with you. I mean, they've done some pretty horrific things in the past, but I'm going to use the products. Obviously, I'm not buying it anymore though. Now, let's use the duochrome of the Chromazone eyeliner that I got. Speaking of another controversy company that I didn't know about when I first did my first get ready with me and used this makeup. I had no clue that with SheGlam being a part of Shein and just the controversy that goes in with that company. It's like, oh, oops. Don't think we're going to be supporting them anymore until they shape up as well. Because apparently Shein thought it was okay to sell swastikas on their website. Swastika necklaces. And tried to cover it by saying that it was a Buddhist symbol. I don't know who their marketer was, who thought that was a good idea, but yeah, don't do that. It's that bad. That's very bad. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty. And I love duochrome, and it's just sad that it's from a company that I don't think I'll be supporting anymore until they shape up. We are going to do some contour, but I need a gray. I don't want it to be warm tone. Speaking of controversial makeups, so I am here using the Morphe Jeffree Star palette that I had bought way back in the day, back when neither one was controversial. And I'm using Vroom Vroom for my contour. Yes, I could go through the process since I'm going through and talking about the products I'm using. I could omit the ones that are controversial. Companies, products, people, and just not say, but I'd rather be transparent and for you to know what products I am using and why I do or don't support certain companies and things like that. I have a very asymmetrical face, so trying to contour my nose is never fun. Blend it with that. This has that blending powder that I had earlier. Just kind of blend it in. And I'm trying to be a little heavier handed on my contouring. Trying to be heavier handed. Get the pigments darker on my face. Kind of make my skin look grungy, dirty. You'll see why. Now, since I'm already a pretty pale person anyways, it's easy for me not having to go with the white for what I was thinking about doing. I think I want more under here. Trying to keep it to where it's just chiseling my face. So I have a very aggressive jawline. If you haven't figured out by now, I have one dimple. I apparently, when I was younger, did not have any dimples. And my dad talks about the story around when I was about 2 or 3 years old. He had said that I was outside with him while he was working on the truck, and I had tripped and fallen, and he said my face had smacked straight into the truck bumper, And of course, back then, bumpers were made out of metal, not fiberglass. And my dad said ever since that day, I had one dimple on my face. So whatever happened, I gained a dimple. I don't know. I don't know if that was a tall tale that my dad just told me, but I'm assuming it's a real story because my mom flat out even said, she goes, no, you never had a dimple until that one day that he came home and said you fell on the bumper. So I'm gonna assume it was a real story. Is it messy enough? Is it dirty enough? What side is this? A little more down on here, blend it out. Next, what do I want? Blush. I will sometimes take eyeshadows and just use those. Back into that Morphe Jeffree Star one, I'm just gonna use back. And that's always a trick that you can do. Nowadays, there are so many colors for eyeshadows that you can use an eyeshadow, a pinky or a peachy looking one as, you know, a blush. And you know, I keep talking about controversial, well, I shouldn't do quotations. They are controversial, allegedly, companies that most of you from the horror community probably don't even give a shit about. But if anyone's interested in knowing what I'm talking about or what I mean, I can link you to several different drama commentary channels where they talk in length about certain situations that has happened with these influencers and the very poor decisions a lot of them made in the past, and it's coming back to bite them in the ass now. So yeah. All right, for highlighter, you've seen me use this one before, the Chromazone, the Duochrome. Oop, this way. It's more of a cream than it is a powder, but I can apply it with a brush. And it depends how subtle you want it or how bright you want highlighters to be. Generally, when I'm doing a cosplay, I like them pretty bright and sparkly. So it doesn't matter if I'm going goth or not. I'm considered glitter goth by like a landslide, so can't imagine why. Well, now that you see this look, now it's time to make it very grungy looking, very dark and mysterious. Or in other words, I could fuck it up royally. So we're just taking that Marie color, and now we're just gonna get really messy with it. This one's fun anyways because it's got the purple speckles in it. Speckles, or I should say sparkles. I'm just purposely kind of being messy and splotchy with it. Now I'm taking the color Sally and mixing it in here. And then I'll be going back into that brownish color called Mel. All right, so I'm going to attempt some tree branches on the eyes, so we shall see how this goes. Now I just opened this pen. It's not coming on very well. This is an Avon product, but it's an older one, so I'm wondering if the pen's already dry. So we'll see if I'll be able to get this look down or not. Bear with me. Might have to scratch the liquid pen and try gel eyeliner. So I'm gonna try opening another one and see if that one works better. Last one was such a pain in the butt to open. Let's see if this one's better. Oh, so far it's doing better. Oh, thank God. That last one took forever to open. I even turned off the camera to open that one. Looks like the exact same one brand. Well, I mean, it's Avon, it's the same brand, but it looks like it's the same. Oh, this one's coming out way better. Yay! Okay, so the other one was just dry. Although I do appreciate the drier one underneath it. Kind of gives more depth to the branches, I guess. If you have a favorite brand of a liquid pen, liquid liner, let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to start exploring using liquid liners more. But these would suck. This one's already drying out on me, and I just opened it. You literally just watched me open it, and it already wants to be a pain in my ass. Work, damn pen, work.
I'm not finished yet.
Since this keeps drying out on me, I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it there. Not exactly how I exactly wanted it, but a good attempt. Now, if this had stayed wet the whole time, it would have turned out perfectly fine. Now to go back in, some more blacks and gray tones. Kind of blend it all together. Since I'm going to end up with a black wig on anyways, might as well do the eyebrows now. And since I have that clear brow gel on, the eyeshadow just sticks to it very easily. As they always say, sisters, not twins. Mascara. This, I love the Maybelline. And it's the Lash Sensational. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, but I don't wear falsy or false eyelashes. I've just never had any luck with them, and I hate messing with the glue, which is a pity, because I've seen a lot of people when they put them on that they just look incredible. I just could never get them to go on nicely for me. Alright, I went ahead and off camera finished my mascara, added some more eyeliner, added some more of that Sunset Beach into the corner of the eyes, and then I added some more of that duochrome eyeliner right underneath here, and against that black, that stuff looks pretty cool. So we got that. Now, last but not least, the lips. And I think what I was going to go in with was my Surreal makeup, which is my Black Cherry. You can see it is black liquid lipstick with red shimmer inside of it. I always feel like I'm very bad at applying my liquid lipsticks. And since my face is so asymmetrical, I always have to figure out what way makes my mouth look straight, even though it is not a straight mouth at all. But this was limited edition, and as of right now, Surreal Makeup has more limited edition lipsticks and lip glosses coming out. So, but her brand is some of the best liquid lipsticks that I have ever worked with. So as it dries and you do this with your lips, it brings out that red sparkle like really gorgeously. Now normally I would just leave the matte lipstick on and just leave it be that, but since my lips are so dry, I am going to add a lip gloss, and I'm going to add Lunar Beauty's lip gloss, and this is Coven, and this was a limited edition. This was also from the Moon Spell Volume 2. But I'm also going to be smart since it's black. I don't want it to get any pigment into my container. So I wipe it off before I put it back. These look incredible. Incredible paired together. Alright, like I said, wipe off that little bit. It really didn't transfer too much off, which you could see on the brush when I showed you that, considering how much lipsticks usually transfer, this is how nice this liquid lipstick is. Very little transfers, so. But yeah, I think this is the look right here. Give me a few seconds and I will be right back with the finished little touches and you shall see. So be back in just a second. So this is my completed look with everything completely done. And so the cosplay that I was going for my next ghost story is an Undertaker, kind of Grim Reaper kind of idea. I finished off my look with the Milani setting spray just to kind of hold everything into place. And so yes, thank you for joining me on this Get Ready With Me kind of a makeup tutorial of how I put my Undertaker together type idea. Obviously, if you have any questions, I will gladly answer you. Just ask me in the comments below, and any products that we're using today, I will have it down in the description below. But once again, thank you for joining me on another Luxxxy Charms and getting ready with me, and I hope you enjoyed this little makeup tutorial of whatever kind of bits you want to call this, but I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. You can find me, Charsie Luxxx, on my Twitter, which is on Charsie Luxxx with LUXXX, or you can find me on my Instagram for Charsie87, and you can also find me on my other YouTube channel with my friend DC for Little Channel of Horrors. But once again, thank you for joining. Maybe I should just have that camera off, because this is going, or not the camera. Maybe I should go without the ring light on, because it kind of goes more with the darker toned look that I'm going for. So I'm stupid.